Am I the asshole for telling my SIL we weren't going to cater to her just because she is pregnant? My SIL is 6 months pregnant and is high risk. Because of that she's unable to work, so she couldn't keep her apartment. The father isn't in the picture, so she moved in with us. Her and I have never had the best relationship, but I put that aside because my husband wanted to help her. We are not charging her rent or anything, as she has very little money. We are buying all the groceries and I do a lot of cooking. Here is where the issue is. We live a pretty healthy lifestyle and I don't like a lot of junk food in the house as we want the kids to have healthier options, so I don't buy a ton. We aren't super strict or anything, but we will have a thing of ice cream for a week or so, and then next trip we might get a box of brownie mix or a bag of candy. SIL has been requesting candy, ice cream, chips, pizza rolls, basically all junk food constantly because she has cravings. Now, we aren't exactly rich, so I don't really want to be spending money on food that no one but her would eat, and I don't want to dealing with the kids constantly asking why Nan can have ice cream for breakfast or pizza rolls for dinner. She has also been asking me to cook different meals as certain things make her not feel well. I totally get the nausea, but making meals that both of my kids will eat without complaint is hard enough. Last night she complained again that I don't keep anything she can eat in the house. Didn't want any of the food I made, and later when we didn't have ice cream she asked me if I would go get her something from the store or DQ. I got a little short with her and flat out told her that we are fine helping her, but we aren't her kid's father and we aren't just going to cater to her because she is knocked up. She cried. Husband feels stuck in the middle. Not the asshole. You're going above and beyond in allowing her to live in your home and provide quality shelter and food for her. Cravings are not necessities, they are wants. She's in a situation where, pure and simple, she didn't prepare herself to get all of her wants. Your comment was not out of line. She's not the first pregnant person ever and her failure to plan is not your problem to solve. Not the asshole. She's living in your house without contributing. She needs to stop being a choosing beggar. Also, just going to be a big meanie and say it. If you cater to her, then that gives her less incentive to start planning how she will manage to eventually get out of your house and on her own 2 feet once the baby is born. We aren't her kid's father. Seems like you are doing more than the kid's father. Not the asshole. Beggars can't be choosers. If her parents or other relatives complain, offer to send SIL over to them ASAP. Not the asshole. I think you've done a lot by allowing her to live in your home, and you offer her healthy, home-cooked meals. That's a win. I get the high-risk thing, but I work alongside a surgeon who is also going through a high-risk pregnancy, but she didn't quit her job. I guess I shouldn't assume anything. As a mother, I understand the cravings, but to have it all the time is a little extra. I'd hate for that type of behavior to negatively influence my kids. Info: does the pregnancy being high risk mean SIL can't cook, or requires a special diet? Are her parents able to provide any support? Your husband seems to be leaving all the work and all the boundary setting to you, which isn't fair. On what is in your post, not the asshole. Am I the asshole for trying to accommodate my coworker's diet? I, 27F, have been at my current company for about 2 years. I like to cook and bake and my roommate is obsessively a healthy eater, so I usually have a lot of leftovers and I always bring them to the office. About a year ago, Denzel, 29M, was hired. He and I hit it off right away, and within a few months people were joking that he and I were work husband and wife, which I thought was super funny and cute. Denzel is already married and we have great chemistry, but nothing has ever happened between us. I wish lol. At first, Denzel seemed to really like my baked goods, but then I noticed he had stopped eating the snacks I brought. I asked him why and he said he and his wife were trying a keto diet. I decided to make some keto snacks so that Denzel could still partake, so I made a batch of keto muffins the next week. Denzel didn't try those either, and when I asked he said he was trying to lose some weight. I said he didn't look like he needed to, but that I'd try to make some healthy snacks next time so that he could partake in my food without compromising his diet. He told me I didn't need to make anything special on his account, but I found a recipe for low-calorie keto scones, and I made and brought those in a few days later. I also forwarded him information regarding fitness and calorie counting apps that he could use as a resource. Another coworker, Megan, who is friends with Denzel and his wife outside of work, took me aside and said that I needed to stop pushing food on Denzel, that I was making him uncomfortable, and that it made it look like I was interested in him. She threatened to report me to HR if I didn't stop. I was shocked and I tried to tell Megan that I was just being nice, and trying to accommodate everyone when bringing treats to the office, and Denzel never said anything about being uncomfortable, and reporting me to HR seemed like a huge overreaction on her part. I'm so confused now. Am I the asshole for offering food to coworkers and trying to accommodate Denzel's diet? You are the asshole. Learn to read a room. Denzel is married. Denzel has another woman trying to feed him who does not take no for an answer. He told you not to make him anything special. And you kept at this. When he quit eating your food, you should have taken a hint. I think he called it exactly right. You're parading yourself as potential wife material, and you're a very thin line from being pulled into HR to talk about appropriate work behavior. You weren't bringing leftovers anymore. You were baking for a specific employee and pushing it at him. Alarms are ringing and you owe Megan a huge thank you for cluing you in before you lost a job. Go look for available males that you do not work with rather than hoping the married coworker decides to cheat. You are the asshole. As soon as you said, "I wish lol," it was obvious that you would like to have a closer, non-work-related romance with Denzel. It is obvious to him, so he put distance between you and you ignored the barriers he put up. You aren't trying to accommodate him. You are trying to attract him and he is A. married, and B. not interested. Back off and respect his wishes that you leave him alone. You are in jeopardy of not just looking pathetic in your workspace, but actually losing your job. He should and eventually will report your behavior to HR if you don't stop. If you want to make healthy treats, make them for your roommate. You are the asshole. He was trying to lose some weight. He told me I didn't need to make anything special on his account. He's telling you he doesn't want to waste calories on snacks, ___. I said he didn't look like he needed to. Who cares what you think? I also forwarded him information regarding fitness and calorie counting apps. I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? His doctor or his trainer? Trying to accommodate everyone when bringing treats to the office. Then get it through your skull that not wanting any treats is a valid as hell option. You are the asshole. Nothing has ever happened between us, I wish lol. So you wish you could be an affair partner? I was shocked and I tried to tell Megan that I was just being nice. Sure you were. You are the asshole for not stopping when he politely asked you the first time. You keep making assumptions. He has drawn a clear boundary and even had a colleague restate that boundary. Please take a seat and leave that man alone. You risk losing your job otherwise, and these folks aren't in the wrong here, you are. Am I the asshole for saying my mother is insensitive for calling her new partner her soulmate? I'm 21F, recently welcomed my own child into the world and I've been pretty emotional since. My mother always encouraged me to express myself, be independent, and got me into things like art and swimming. We were super close. My dad wasn't amazing towards my mother. He decided who she saw, what she ate and how she dressed, but they separated when I was 12, and his behavior didn't change how he treated me because he was a great dad. Up till I was 16 and he passed away, he was still trying to rekindle his relationship with my mother and still trying to improve via therapy. I know it wasn't her job to forgive him, but my dad fully believed she was his soulmate, and up till his death he was apologizing and trying to get better for her. 4 years ago my mother got with Candace, and came out as bi. She said her parents wouldn't have accepted her, but now she has nobody to hide from. I would have accepted it. But then 2 years ago they had a son, and they're talking about another child. I did ask my mother if she felt a little old to be bringing another child in this world younger than her granddaughter, and she said, in front of my husband and in-laws, that, you're never too old when you're with your soulmate. I did get upset. I said that's a little insensitive when she never considered my father her soulmate, considering everything he always tried to get better for her, to support her, and that even if she didn't believe that she shouldn't have said that in front of her child. Especially when she's been with Candace for 4 years versus first love, 15 years she was with my dad. She went silent and the meal was awkward. My husband apologized on my behalf. I told him not to. My mother's new partner called me a massive narcissistic asshole, and left. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. Your father abused her. Also, who are you to dictate who's someone's soulmate? I wonder where you get these controlling tendencies from. You are the asshole. Your dad was abusive to your mother. Of course she's not going to see him as her soulmate. YTA, so you acknowledge that your dad was abusive to your mother, but you're bitter that she finally found someone who truly makes her happy? The heck is your problem? Let me tell you something, she doesn't owe your dad SHT, okay? She is happy now, has found her soulmate, and if you can't be happy for her then that's too bad for you, but you don't get to make her feel bad for it. You are the asshole. Your dad sounded like an It's understandable that he wasn't her soulmate, considering he treated her like crap. I'm surprised she resisted all those years with him. She probably did it for you. She was probably afraid that your dad would manipulate you. Which he did, with all the, I'm trying to be better for her, but she won't take MW back. Therefore laying the blame at her feet, instead of admitting his own fault and more importantly, to not put you in the middle of their problems. Your mother deserves to be happy, to finally be with someone who loves and respects her. I have a feeling that living with your dad was much worse than you describe, which sounds bad enough as it is. Grow up. You are the asshole. He was abusive towards her and you think she should consider him her soulmate? He isn't. He wasn't. You are inconsiderate and selfish. Am I the asshole for not letting my girlfriend come over because I was watching Netflix with my daughter? This happened on Saturday evening, night. My daughter lives with her mom but she spends most weekends at mine, unless she already has plans for that weekend. Her spending the weekend at mine usually means doing something fun during the day on Saturday. She then spends the whole evening and night in her room on her phone, like all teenagers, and then going out for lunch on Sunday before I drop her off back at her mom's. But this Saturday it was about 5-6 p.m. and my daughter asked me if we could watch something together. Which was extremely out of the ordinary but I agreed obviously. We ended up binging Breaking Bad and eating ice cream in bed. But around 10 p.m. my girlfriend texted me asking when she could come over and I realized that I completely forgot that I said she could come over on Saturday. So I just texted her saying if we could meet up tomorrow, Sunday, instead. But then she called me and she was angry that I changed plans in the last second and I didn't even tell her. I tried to explain the whole situation and that I simply forgot but she just hung up and then she texted me saying that if I don't care about our plans she's not coming over on Sunday. And she didn't. In fact we haven't seen each other since last week. So am I the asshole? Apologies for the grammar, spelling, English isn't my first language. You are the asshole. It's all cool you prioritize your daughter, as you should. But completely forgetting about plans with your GF? And when she texted to know what's going on you just went, "Don't really have time for you now, let's reschedule?" No sorry, no nothing? Well, you seem like a good dad but a lousy boyfriend. This question seems disingenuous because the issue isn't that you were watching Netflix with your daughter but that you completely forgot about your plans with your girlfriend and didn't bother telling her plans were cancelled. So for about 5 hours you knew you were going to hang out with your daughter instead but she didn't even cross your mind until she texted you. I feel like throwing in the daughter thing was intentional to get sympathy and skew the results. If you said you were watching TV with a friend and forgot to tell your girlfriend you'd probably get different answers. You are the asshole for not bothering to communicate and making your girlfriend feel like an afterthought. You are the asshole you did everything right except informing your girlfriend in a timely and respectful manner. Find a way and explain what happened. A note for you. By spending time with your daughter doesn't make you a superhero. This is the bare minimum and not an excuse for your poor behavior. Grow up and manage your affairs. NTA for spending time with your daughter. Your daughter should go before your girlfriend. But YTA for not informing your girlfriend about the change of plans until last second, and also completely forgetting that you even had plans with your girlfriend. I'm leaning towards soft you are the asshole just because it is okay to change plans, especially when it's something to do with your own kid. But when you decide to change plans, you need to inform the people you originally had plans with. It is annoying to be told very last minute that there has been a change of plans. Info: so is your girlfriend treated like a booty call on the weekends? She was to come over at 10 p.m. and the kid hasn't spent any time with her? How long have y'all been together? Is it possible she is just tired of sneaking in at night? And then being forgotten about was the final straw?